All right, let's go ahead and get into our interview of the day. He's joining me via phone. Radar Theory is with me right now. What's good, man?
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm not sure what the audio issues I was experiencing were.
Oh, okay. Well, no worries. Luckily, this is a good backup plan, so I'm glad to get you on either way. So thank
Right,
you,
it's a pleasure.
and
Of course,
all,
I appreciate it.
and also thank you for being here on a day's notice. Uh, shout out to AR Green for
Absolutely. That's
for
my boy.
so shout out to AR Green for making this all possible. So that's dope. Um, so talk a little bit about yourself, Radar Theory. How did you get into being a hip hop artist?
Well, like I said, I certainly appreciate it. I started about 12 years ago um, in when I first graduated high school, and I was in like the Illinois area. And at that time, I moved to El Paso, and I started taking it like really seriously. And by that, I mean I was cutting out middlemen, sort of learning how to make beats on my own, sort of again just finding my own sound. And I was offered to sign to a minor label in El Paso called Soundmind Solutions. And so from 2013 to 2014, I was with them, sort of just making music. And I got to experience a lot of cool things for the first time. I got to open up for a lot of my heroes. I got to do the sort of thing where you play a few different style venues. You can kind of get used to how you're sounding. So I've just definitely been in it for a long time. I took a little bit of a break where I almost stopped even having the conversation where I told people that I was a musician. And I looked at my wife last year and I told her, I don't want to be in mid 40s trying to be a musician. So really, I'm going to take it really, really seriously again. And then if there's no success in it, then it's something that I'll do as a hobby because obviously you have to keep the lights on, especially now that everything's getting more expensive. But this last year, we've just been playing shows, and I went to Arkansas for a festival last month to Camp Say So. Shout out to all who were involved in that. And yeah, AR is kind of helping me to start what I'm going to consider our next chapter here, which is going to be the UOE, the Unity Over Envy, which I'm really trying to bring to our city.
Gotcha. So you are currently from El Paso, Texas.
I live in Abilene, Texas, actually, and when people ask me where I'm from, I never really know how to answer. I've just been a lot of places.
Fair enough. So yeah, you are for the Lone Star of Texas, nonetheless. A state that's have quite the history in hip hop, obviously. I say dating back to the Ghetto Boys days. Scarface, obviously,
Yeah.
and then UGK came along, and then I think it was the 2000s that really took off. You started hearing more artists in Texas, guys like a
Of
Chameleonaire,
course.
Paul Wall, Mike Jones, um,
Khaled, for sure.
and just Slim Thug. The list goes on and on.
Hmm.
Houston, that was a breakthrough for Houston,
Yeah, Houston's
and
its own thing, and Austin as well with the Asshole
yeah,
by Nature and the Trey the Truth and their movement
yeah,
over there. And so definitely the South has a voice of its own now, which is awesome.
yeah. I'm definitely a big fan of Trey the Truth. He's so underrated as an MC. I don't. He's more of an underground artist compared to the other names that I mentioned, but he's lyrically talented. I'll definitely
Of
say
course,
that.
like more a
Yeah,
KRS-One or like one of those people that just usually use their soapbox to help or spread truth or just
yeah,
like to fight social injustice and shit like that. I
mm,
fuck with that.
yeah, absolutely. So, Radar Theory is joining me on the show tonight. So I see I've heard some of your songs since this interview got scheduled. I
I
got to play
appreciate that.
some of these songs before you called in. I played Know About Me and
Hey,
Elephant
thank you. That's
and
my one of
and
my most
Elephant
recent.
and Elephant in the Room with Wildcard.
Uh,
Um,
Heck
so
yeah, heck yeah. That wild card actually, I met him around 10 years ago when I was doing the Soundmind Solutions thing, and we did some competition in New Mexico where if you won, you got to open for Apathy and Self-Titled. Well, we won and we were invited to go, so we went to New Mexico in this like small little town where they still had like cobblestone downtown, and I met Wildcard because he was opening for them, and it just took too long for me and him to work together, but it was a real dream of mine. So I'm just so proud of that song, and I appreciate you playing it.
And I also see you got a Cypher track on here with a lot of artists, Town Cypher.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir. That's a lot of the Abilene artists, which, again, for me, I've just been sitting down with artists and doing what we're doing now. But we're both interested in music. We just kind of take a few minutes to vibe and kind of find out what we're each on and stuff like that. And it's invaluable. And through that, I've ended up doing this Cypher. And I've also put together an album, which is coming out next month, called Key City Sessions. And it's going to feature tons of Abilene artists. And we'll also have this Elephant in the Room song on it. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so talk about this project you got coming up, man. How you feeling about the music? How you feeling about the songs? For people that's been following you, your music career, what can we expect in this new project that you got on the way?
There's a couple projects in the oven right now. This main one is going to be Key City Sessions, which is like a collaborative tape. For me personally, and for artists who have listened to me for a long time, it does pull me out of my comfort zone. Like I am making music that's just a little bit more out of my style, and I actually really fuck with it. I really like what collaboration does. It puts you just like in an element that you wouldn't just go to by yourself. And the album before that I released is called No Man is an Island. And I truly, truly believe that idea. Like nobody can succeed by themselves. Anyone that you look up to, anyone who's famous or successful right now, they did not get there by themselves. And so while ego is important and being dope is important, it's also important to know that you're going to have to rely on other people in order to actually make an impact in your surrounding area, especially if you want to make change. And so that's what this next couple months is for us. Like I said, AR is going to be a big part of kind of sitting with me and working on a unity over envy movement. And I say it here because this is the first place I've actually advertised it. But unity over envy is going to be a collective of artists who, again, it's a round table. It's nobody over the other. It's bringing real hip hop and real bars back to our surrounding area, and we're hoping to expand after that, absolutely. But unity over envy is going to be something that's just you're going to hear everywhere.
Unity over envy. I definitely like the name. It's definitely something hip hop can do more of per se.
Of course, it's a subject that like it needs to be in our community. We need to realize that while there are so many musicians and while music is saturated with rappers who want to get in and want to be famous, at the same time, we should be celebrating our differences. What's so great about artists is that I could spend 10 hours in a booth and write a certain amount of bars, and I could never come up with the bars that the guy sitting next to me is doing. And so that's what makes collaboration so dope.
Absolutely, man. So you got plenty of projects on the way. You mentioned at the beginning of the interview you've been doing shows here and there. You've been in Arkansas, you've been in Texas, where you're from, obviously. So with all these new projects you have on the way throughout the summer, you got any upcoming shows, upcoming performances? Or are you just...
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked that, actually, because mid-July, the UOE is going to really debut. So we're going to have a Unity Over Envy show in mid-July at the Majestic downtown in Abilene. And then right after that, we're going to have the Hip Hop Lounge, which I've been kind of doing as a monthly hip-hop hub at this place called the Hallows downtown. It's a great venue. It's got one of the best sound systems I've heard pretty much ever anytime that I've been playing shows. So I'm really, really pleased with it overall. And what I want to turn it into is the place where hip hop like belongs. So if you're in New York and you're doing comedy and you want to be a comedian, you have to go through the comedy shop. You have to. And what I want is for the Hallows, for the Hip Hop Lounge to be that for the Abilene hip hop area. Like if you want to rap and you want to be in the hip hop area, you just got to be at the Hip Hop Lounge. So I definitely want to make sure to give that promotion, as well as shout out to Justin Walker, who's putting most of the groundwork into getting that kind of running as a monthly gig for everybody. But yeah, Abilene has a place, or yeah, excuse me, hip hop has a place in Abilene, and what we need to do is just kind of build it, and I promise they'll come.
Hearing the passion that you have for this Abilene hip hop scene definitely makes me want to really dive in and give these artists a listen and
Hmm.
see what they're all about. So I'm
We
very
have some hard
intrigued.
hitters. We have hitters and people making music out here that I'm just like, I'm surprised they're not on the world stage already. There definitely should be some sort of a venue for people to kind of find out what we're doing here, because we're making loud noise.
Absolutely, man. So definitely be on the lookout for Radar Theory. New music on the way. Kid City Sessions is the next project from him, which will be more of a collaborative
Yes, sir.
project. So that's coming soon in the summer. And be on the lookout for the Hip Hop Lounge, for all the artists out there that wants a platform, that wants to at least get the performance aspect in. Go holler at Radar Theory on
That's
social
exactly
media.
right. Send me a message and we will get you on a stage for sure. If you even think you want to do it, send me a message, talk to Radar Theory, and we'll put you on a stage in Abilene.
Yeah, so definitely get in tune with Radar for that. I definitely appreciate you, man. Not just as an artist, but someone that's want to be a helping hand in the community. I feel like a lot of local music scenes can need more of that. All over the place, really. Just someone trying
I
to
agree.
help out, trying to help each other thrive and bring the best out of each other, obviously. So just
I
so
agree.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so networking, just interacting, just being on the same page, things of that nature definitely can help
Of course.
a scene like Abilene and just anywhere. And fans, that talks about hip hop, loves hip hop, has passion for hip
Hmm.
hop, but doesn't give the local artists a chance. I mean, y'all need to do
Right.
that. You need to engage with the local artists in your city. Like there's some talented
Right.
people. Help them, lift their spirits up.
Hmm.
Hear their music,
Absolutely.
spread the word.
Absolutely.
Go to
And I
social
tell
media.
artists all the time,
Yeah.
you and I personally may not end up working together, but we will not know until we take the time and sit down and find out what we're about. And so again, unity over envy. That's just that point that I'm going to be driving for the next couple of years, because we need more of that.
So now that I'm familiar with you, through AR Green, can we expect some upcoming collaborations between you two in these upcoming
Yes.
projects?
Yes, absolutely. You can expect for all of the UOE artists, first of all, to be hitting the ground running as far as collaborations. So, like I said, if there's people in the area, if there's rappers out of the area who are just fucking with what we're doing, we definitely want to make sure that we make time for y'all. Because, like I said, there's room for everybody at the table, and that's what the concept is.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can people find you in social media? Where can they check you out?
You can check me out under all social medias on Adrian Gilmore, but if you look up Radar Theory, you will find me. So just put Radar Theory into Facebook. You'll find I have a bi-weekly podcast going on. I have a personal and a music page. I used to stream myself playing video games. You'll find that page floating around. Radar Theory on all music platforms. I'm definitely out there. So I got music videos on YouTube as well, and it's nothing compared to the work that we're putting in. And when you talk about my passion, absolutely, it's something that I wake up with every day, because I really believe in the people here and I believe in the scene. And I just think that really it's just not getting enough attention right now. So if I can take steps every day to help give it some more attention, I'm definitely going to do that. I owe it to the city.
Absolutely. I'm joined with a passionate hip hop artist by the name of Radar Theory. Got new music on the way. He's got upcoming shows on the way. Until then, check out his latest singles. Know About Me. And Elephant in the Room with Wildcard. Both songs are available on all the platforms. Be on the lookout for that. And let's just say that this man is most likely going to be heard on the Music Monday playlist for the hip hop side of things. So I'll definitely make
I
sure.
certainly appreciate it.
So
And we're
definitely,
working in that direction all the time. So
yeah,
thank you for having me as well.
yeah, true that. Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, man, for the chat and the
Of course.
passion that you bring.
Of course.
Shout out to Abilene, Texas, man. This is for y'all. I love Texas. I've been to Houston before. It's definitely one of my favorite cities to visit. So shout out to
Yeah,
Lone Star State. It's gotta be floating hot in Texas right
it
now.
is. It is. But I will say I just got back from Arkansas, and so the dry heat is a blessing. You think you're in a bad situation until you go and see someone else's. So be
Yeah,
grateful.
yeah, absolutely, man. You take care, man. You enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of
I
your
appreciate it so much.
weekend. Thanks again, man.
Of course. I'm a real threat out here, and thanks again for having me. Y'all have an awesome night.
You too.